Welcome to North Mountain Eisen. Today we are in Maine around Baxter State Park, exploring the area, looking for some nice places to fish, all while taking in the views of Mount Katahdin and the surrounding area throughout the week.
Gate closed.
Our first stop on the trip led us to a section of the Appalachian Trail. We only walked a short section of it down to a stream, and then we walked up the stream towards a pond called Rocky Pond. It was a nice walk. The woods were quite thick, so we had to deal with that, and then the black flies were heavy that day, as you can see on the video. But nice peaceful day, trying to catch some brook trout. My dad had two bucket list things that he wanted to accomplish on this trip. One of them was to catch his first salmon and to also see his first moose. So we kept working our way up the stream and finally got to Rocky Pond. Kept fishing, didn't really have any luck, but when we got to that point that you see there on the screen and we got out there to look at the rest of the pond, out there we finally saw our first moose. I know it's hard to see in that video, so I have a screenshot here in the circle. That was our first moose of the trip. We didn't have much luck on that first stop in terms of catching fish. We did see the moose, which was great. But now we're stopping at another pond in Baxter State Park, trying to see if we can catch some trout. Now this pond also had great views of Mount Katahdin in the distance, and as we made our way around we saw these giant boulders that were obviously moved there from when there was glaciers in the area, and some had fallen down towards the pond, which gave us a nice platform to be able to sit down and just relax and take in the beauty of the landscape and just have a peaceful day of fishing. Now, we weren't having much luck in terms of having any fish bite on this particular day. Still great views and a peaceful day of fishing, but that's the way it goes. We continue making our way around the pond, and eventually was going to move on and had to climb up the hill, and I came across this giant boulder at the very top, obviously deposited and left by glaciers. Now, the next day, we were going on to a road called the Golden Road. This was a road built and owned by lumber companies in the area. No cell phone reception, so we really relied on Onyx Off-Road to be able to navigate this section of the area. The Golden Road is very poorly maintained, with a mix of gravel sections of the road, which I'd say would be the majority, and there are some sections of pavement as well that are just deteriorating. We did come across this section here where some beavers must have either built a dam or have caused a pipe to be clogged, and water is coming across, as you can see here. Our targeted location that we were aiming to get to going out this road was a location that was recommended to us by a staff member at the park, and it's actually a waterfall where the salmon cannot get up above the falls. At this point, I took a break from fishing because I really wanted to capture the moment where my dad caught his first salmon, as I was fairly confident that it was going to happen at this location. We could see the fish jumping, and finally, after some waiting, the moment finally came. So there it was, my dad's first salmon. It measured in at 22 inches. So we were really happy that at this point he was able to cross off both things off of his bucket list he wanted to do from this trip. He did catch a few more, and I did also catch some fish as well. I wasn't able to get video of me catching the fish, but I do have some photos that I can share of several species of fish that we were catching. This included fall fish, which you see on the screen here. We also caught some brook trout, and then we also caught more salmon. We each caught about 10 to 12 fish each on this day alone, so it was a great day of fishing. We continued to explore sections of the Golden Road and came across this power station called McKay Station. There was an information board describing the project at the entrance, but you're able to walk right down to it, so that was pretty neat. It's a hydroelectric power station from water that's sourced from a dam right up above the stream. There was also a trail branching off the road on our way back to the vehicle, and that trail took us down to a great view of the gorge around the McKay Station. As I was driving back into town, I was coming around a corner and had a moose right in front of me. This one was a lot closer than the first one, so this was really cool to see one up close. On our last day at the park, we tried to fly fish a little bit to try to catch some brook trout. Didn't have any luck, but we closed out the day with some great views. And as we left the park, we had one last final look at Mount Katahdin there in the distance. Thank you for joining me on this trip to Baxter State Park in Maine. Please like and subscribe. We're going to be posting many videos of us exploring different areas of the country. Thank you.